In this video, we will talk about the basics of link building. So, I've taken an article from Search Engine Journal to sort of prove a point in regards to how you would go about doing link building. So imagine if you are a small business owner running a service business. For an example, if you are a plumber, or you're running repair services, or you are a mechanic, or if you're running a clothing warehouse, or any of those sort of small to medium-sized businesses. The general industry consensus in terms of link building, and this is coming from searchenginejournal.com, which is a reputed journal that produces content on SEO. What are the main techniques to produce links? Here, create evergreen content. This could be guides, ebooks, how-to posts, lists, explainers, and checklists. Now, the problem here is you could go on to produce all of these things, but unless you have a large following or a large social network, without marketing all of these, you wouldn't be able to create the leverage you need immediately or in the near future, within the 3 to 6 month mark. So, it's a bit of a catch-22. You do all of this to create the social network, but then you don't have the social network to promote all of these. And so this sort of really falls on its head unless you are, a really large company with a lot of teams that can, run marketing simultaneously as creating evergreen content simultaneously. Other advice in the industry generally are, it's like start a podcast, create a resource center. Be a thought leader. It's very generic advice. Takes years, if not months. Expert roundup. Again, you need a team of people to be able to reach out to 50 different marketers, or it takes a while to create that sort of content to be able to create link building. So, the general industry advice, again, in as a general rule of thumb, I've noticed is around, like do this, do that, create this, create that, and again, all of this falls on its head because it's a bit like a coin toss. You may get link back, or people will just enjoy these stuff and move on as they would about their day. Consider the position of Google on this matter as well. Google says that it's against creating any sort of artificial links or any sort of link building at all. So Google completely doesn't want you to sort of engage in link building. So that's Google's position. But what are the sort of link building things that you can do immediately and that will have an impact in the course of the next 3 to 6 months? So my take on this, especially if you are a small business that doesn't have resources to produce these things, or is most likely not going to produce a how-to posts or lists or checklists like that, is to focus on a few things. So number one, I would say focus on citations. They are a link building opportunity. Creating your business listings on local sites that will help you create business listings like Yellow Pages, Google My Business, Facebook business pages, truelocal.com.au, and you'd have that same thing in your country as well. So even if you are a SaaS, or even if you are an organization that provides software as a service, you would have a physical location, and then just creating these would give you the opportunity to link back to your homepage, which is generally a link. This also helps you if you're a very specific SaaS, like if you're Uber Eats or some of these other sort of SaaS apps which deals in local listings, then which sort of also has local listings, then it'll help you because it'll have the name, address, and phone number. So that's a good way to start. Have those local 50 citations, which will help you get your site crawled quickly, and for Google to start rating and ranking your pages higher up in the search engine. The other one, obviously, is obviously to reach out. So again, outreach is one of the other tools, but it's a bit of a hit and miss. You sort of find, so if let's say you're a pizza business, you find local blogs like this pizza, look up the writer, reach out to them about something that you do, or if there's something that that's unique about your pizza, or maybe just cross your fingers if you'd hit if you'd hit a nerve with that reporter for them to be able to create content for you. And then there's help a reporter sort of sites where you can log in and, a reporter is looking for pitches, and you would go about and pitch to a lot of these reporters in the hope that you would essentially win some reporter to write a story about you. One of the most important and often missed or oftenly frowned upon, but the one that works the best, is to actually buy paid links. And this is against the general consensus in the industry, but often what you would find in reality in Google search results is a lot of links coming from editorial or a lot of links coming from blogs. And one of the ways is, for an example, sites like FatJoe, which will give you a domain authority 10 plus, 20 plus, 30 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus. So you could obviously structure a lot of these links. When you get a link back from some of these sites, they wouldn't necessarily say they are editorial, and would just look like organic link placements. So this is against Google guidelines. This is against what the general industry consensus is. But the general industry doesn't have the ability or the strength to come out. Well, obviously, there are a few people out there that will say that paid links work, but general industry doesn't have, just doesn't want to accept that paid links work, and they work really well. So, there are other sites like FatJoe that will also give you that same service. Once you've got some placements for specific anchor text, you will see your rankings go up. So while these things work, they work if you have a large team of people that can create content, that would simultaneously be able to start a podcast, be able to curate a resource center, be able to create certain amount of buzz, and have a good marketing budget. But if you are short on budget, if you are a small business that doesn't have a team of marketers, or you rely on agencies, and that's what most agencies would do, you would essentially want to engage into a bit of paid link building. So that's a bit about the link building and basics of link building and how you would go about it. There's countless other ways, reverse broken link building, reversing someone's link building profile and trying to see whether you can list there and things like that. But that's the general of link building and how you would approach that topic.